Hello everyone, it's Vlada here, co-founder and CEO of ClassTag. I love these weekly chats and I'm certainly looking forward to the topic of today. Really the topic is about weekly newsletters. We found that it's really the main means of communication that all teachers do, and unfortunately there are a lot of feelings related to newsletters. Because they're taking a lot of time, because not all parents read them, and really what we're going to talk about is a super exciting topic, and I think it's the topic that many of you teachers can relate to. How to create newsletters that parents want to read, most importantly, how you can also save some time doing it. And literally have the whole process automated, so you don't have to spend your personal time on the weekends and late evenings really writing up all of these newsletters, and have a system in place that makes all of that really, really easy. As you're just tuning in, please say hi. I'd love hearing from you, and really learning together about how we can make these newsletters much more impactful, and have you save time while doing them. All right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is related to actually what's happening with the newsletters today. And what we did find is 50% of teachers are really feeling frustrated about their newsletter experience, and they say that while they definitely dedicate a lot of time to creating the newsletters, it's really hard to reach parents, and teachers are sending the newsletters via email. They're also putting them in the backpacks, but it's really frustrating because they know that they sort of not receiving a lot of feedback. About 20% in our survey, 1 out of 5 teachers actually said it's a big problem that knowing which parents have received the information. And of course, it's also very discouraging to know that after all the attempts, you can get parents to complain about not having seen the information when you've been trying to communicate through various vehicles. And so really the problem statement is clear. What can we do with really the weekly newsletter? And that's really what we decided to tackle and automate the process and really help you achieve your goal of reaching all parents and creating newsletters that parents want to read. There are a couple of key points that I want to highlight, and then I'm really excited to show you exactly how it works. Point number 1 is that parents want to read information that's relevant to them. And of course, when you're creating a weekly newsletter, you cannot customize it to every parent, but that's something that technology can do and really help a parent see all the different activities or things that are relevant to them and their status. Aspect number 2 is the fact that no matter how hard technology tries, there is still a need to reach some parents with paper. And we make it really easy for you to print a few copies of the newsletters that you would need for those few families. And that's really important because really the objective of helping you with the minimum effort get the information out is really key. And before I jump into demo, I want to tell you just how amazing newsletter feature is. Absolutely favorite by far. That all teachers rave about. I'm hoping that some of you guys join me here and will share your experiences with newsletters. Please say hi, where you're joining from, and if there are any teachers currently using ClassTag, please share your newsletter experience. And we certainly would love to hear from you and your experience. Excellent. I see Davide joining. Fantastic. Have you been using the newsletters? I would love to hear from you. Cool. All right. So how newsletters work is really the crux of it. You at some point during the week, maybe you set aside 20 minutes, you will go ahead and post all the different activities that are happening in your class. Let's say you have field trip coming up, you will need chaperones, you have a dress up day, you have various activities, excellent. Various activities happening. You input all of that information really quickly in the calendar, and then ClassTag automatically pulls all of that and beautifully structures it in a newsletter, and that's specific to each parent based on what they sign up for and whatnot. And then you can add a custom message, and it will and then schedule it for any time you want. Automatically it goes out on Fridays at noon, but if you want it to go out right away or any other day of the week, you can create your own system of really newsletters writing themselves, which is pretty amazing and powerful. Another great thing actually is that the newsletter will even automatically thank parents who volunteered or contributed the prior week, which creates this fantastic positive reinforcement. Thank you for the likes, keep them coming, and you can also share a video, and let me make sure that you can actually see my desktop. Let's see. All right. Okay. Let's see. So this was our announcement, and then I will show you exactly how it works. So I'm going to my ClassTag, and let me know if you're not seeing it well. But what you will quickly find is that in my activities, I went ahead and I included a couple of different events. You'll see them in a second. I scheduled everything I needed my weekly summary to pull, and you will see them right here. Apologies, my internet is a little bit slow. Let's see. All right, it's coming up, coming up. All right. Thank you for sharing the video. Really fantastic. Okay, what's happening here? Is it so slow between the Facebook Live and this? It cannot handle it. All right, let me try going to weekly summary directly. Awesome. All right, so here I can schedule it at any day I want, any time. I decided that I want to send it on Saturday at noon. And then here I can add a custom message. This one was what I had for last week. Here I can modify it. We are learning about medieval times, so that's what I'm including, with a couple of tips for parents what they can share. I hit update custom message, and then I hit the preview, and here it goes. Here I have my custom avatar that's specific to you. Then you have your class name, upcoming week at a glance. You see my custom message. You see a calendar that's being created with all the activities that are happening. And then I really see the two events for my field trip. I already have 3 parents who signed up, so we are only missing 1. And then this is the automated thank you that I mentioned before. So that was super easy, and if I'm happy with the way it looks, you don't need to do anything. It will just automatically go out at the time that it's set, and then the only thing you need to do is really just know that you can go in and create various activities on here that you want to show up on that weekly newsletter. And this way you really automate the whole process. You get consistent system in place where parents are getting these newsletters, and the best part yet, they make themselves literally. Thanks again for the likes, keep them coming. And the last bit I wanted to show you, which is really important, is really the statistics. And so what's happening is, as I mentioned before, about 1 out of every 5 teachers is really frustrated because it's so hard to know who you are reaching and who you're not reaching, and how you can get to this 100% of participation, so you make sure that every child has all the things they need to succeed. And here you see some of the key metrics around the usage. You can see summaries red. This is the weekly summary specifically. You can see which are the families that are consistently not reading them, and really get in touch and know that perhaps these are the families for whom you need that paper copy. And that's pretty much it. Thank you everyone for joining, and I'm gonna